Doesn't matter how much we increase the bids, Amazon's always going to prefer the traffic to the black and gray variation.
And they actually accidentally negated the keyword they were trying to target and go and spend on. So you definitely want to check and make sure that you didn't accidentally negate something.
That could still, cause some problems, and you could lose all that visibility. So you don't have that special level of granularity of controls.
So you just launched some new Amazon campaigns, but there's one problem. You're not getting any impressions. In today's video, we're going to be going over the top 5 reasons why your ads on Amazon are not getting any visibility. Let's dive right into it.
So this can happen either because these are new campaigns that you've launched recently, but this can also happen for existing campaigns. Actually, you could have a campaign that used to get a ton of impressions, and now it's not getting any impressions, or there's a specific keyword in that campaign that's not getting any impressions. 5 potential reasons. The first one, and the most straightforward, that most people have probably already checked, but it's worth mentioning, just that your bids are too low. So Andrew, how can people figure out if their bids are too low? What are the main things to check?
Yeah, number one thing to look for is those suggested bids. For any keyword, you're going to be able to go into your account and see what the range that other advertisers are bidding on those keywords. If your bid is way below that range, then you might want to try bumping those bids up, trying to get it a little bit closer to that range. You don't necessarily have to be inside that range, but getting it close, you should start getting some more visibility. Your bids should be a little bit more competitive at that point.
And I think most of the time when people are bringing up this question, hopefully they've had enough experience in the Amazon space to understand to be checking the bids. But I think a lot of the time when people ask us either in Discord or on our commenting on YouTube videos, they'll say like the suggested bid is saying $1 to $2 CPCs. I'm bidding $3 and I'm still getting 0 impressions. So that takes us to point 2 of the next item to check. The second primary reason is that you are already getting impressions for that keyword on a different product in a different campaign. So it's important to remember that on Amazon, they usually are only going to award 1 impression per parent ASIN for that keyword. So if you have a parent ASIN with 5 different variations, and let's just say you've put those into 5 different campaigns, each variation in a different campaign, very likely the best performing product or the best priced product, whichever variation typically ranks better in search, Amazon is going to be awarding more of the impressions. And so if you have another variation, doesn't matter how much you bid, Amazon's probably just going to typically prefer the other one. So unless if you pause or turn off those other ASINs, you're very unlikely to get the impressions that you're looking for. Now, I wouldn't recommend turning that off. If there's an ASIN that's doing better for that search term, you should definitely keep it on. But one way in which you can verify this is you can double check your search term reports. So if you're bidding on the keyword exact match tennis rackets, you're bidding $5, you're not getting any clicks on it or impressions, you should double check your search term reports. Search for the keyword in your search term reports, see if there's another campaign that is getting that visibility. Anything to add to that one, Andrew?
Yeah, just would say that this is a common one that I get from clients pretty frequently. We'll have a parent ASIN that has a variety of child ASINs, and I typically will set up campaigns for all of them. And clients will sometimes see that a portion of those campaigns are getting no spend, no visibility, and they'll sometimes ping and ask questions about why that is. And that's just a great reason and a great thing to look at. Is that spend going to a different variation? If so, is it the right variation? Do you need to make some swaps out and put the better converting variation in front? Usually Amazon's pretty good about it, but yeah, just an important thing to double check and make sure that that spend isn't just going to another campaign.
That is actually a great point, because I was thinking more just in terms of for a specific keyword, but it can be the entire product. I've got one client that's very much in this situation where they've got a black variation, a gray variation, and a green variation. They're overstocked in the green variation, and they keep on saying like push the green, push the green. Doesn't matter how much we increase the bids, Amazon's always going to prefer the traffic to the black and gray variation. And so we really can't increase the spend on it unless if we turn off the other ones, which I wouldn't recommend because the green doesn't convert as well. So overall, you're just going to be getting a lower conversion rate, higher ACoS, potentially also higher CPCs, because Amazon's going to essentially assign a premium to you and charge a bit more to put a worse performing product in there. And the other thing too is even when you start pushing the spend to the green variation, people might still just click it and buy the black and gray regardless because it's they just like those colors better. So sometimes your hands are tied and not much that you can do there. Let's go into point number 3.
Number 3 is negative keywords. You might have accidentally added a negative keyword. I've even seen some people call this out on single keyword campaigns where they tried to negate the plural version or extended variation that they weren't necessarily trying to target, and they actually accidentally negated the keyword they were trying to target and go and spend on. So you definitely want to check and make sure that you didn't accidentally negate something. If you used a phrase match negative keyword, you could have potentially prevented yourself from showing up on a longer tail variation of a keyword that you were not anticipating trying to negate. So definitely want to check, make sure you didn't have any negative keywords running or negative keywords added on any of your campaigns. What about you, Steven? You ever had that happen to you?
It hasn't happened to me because I don't make
That's good. I was testing
I
you.
we have better strategies with how we handle negative keywords. But yeah, great point. Let's say you're really trying to focus on tennis rackets plural, and you want because maybe you're selling a set, and so when people typing in tennis rackets singular, you don't want that. So if you do negative exact on tennis racket singular, it is these exact match keywords are not exact anymore, and so that can still cause some problems, and you could lose all that visibility. So you don't have that special level of granularity of control, so that could happen. This can also happen. Someone in our Discord group, which you should join, by the way, if you haven't, free mastermind group think area, good community. But someone brought up the example of they had Spanish terms appearing on their English exact match keywords. And when they tried to negate those Spanish terms, they are now no longer getting traffic on the English search terms as well. So we're going to throw up a little meme here for the YouTube audience to see a funny thing that I made, my Hispanic meme. But yeah, that is can very much happen. Now, the second thing too, and probably what I see happen is a larger concern for me, are people with automated rules where they will say if a search term's high ACOS or if a search term has clicks and no sales, I'm going to just negate it, and it automatically recurs, just adding all these negative exact matches. Oh my goodness, I can't tell you how strongly we are opposed to automations for reasons such as this. We had a whole other episode on negating keywords, and we talked about why it's just significantly better to just spend 3, 4, 5 minutes to just manually do it. And there are tools that can speed that up for you. But it's just to just have a manual review process before you like negate 100 keywords is going to save you so much headache. But yeah, a lot of people probably have some automated tool or whatever, some rule they set up that negated some search term that for one very short period of time, it fell into that condition, got automated, got negated. They didn't realize it. And now, several months later, it's like no matter if I spend $1 million bid, I still can't get any impressions. And they're trying to figure out why. And it's because of their negative keyword rules. So, anything to add there?
Nope, let's keep it rolling.
Going on to number 4.
Number 4 is your product actually eligible for advertising or not? Now, there are some categories that are completely restricted from running ads. I actually had a client that was in this category a while back, and they went through this period where their ad account got shut down because they were in a particular category that Amazon didn't really like too much. And so, if you're in one of those categories, that's the first thing to check. Are you even eligible to be running ads in that category? You should have been doing that research before you got your products anyway, but that is something to keep an eye out for. Now, more likely than that, you have a issue with your listing. Maybe you have a word in it that Amazon doesn't like. Sometimes, like if you put it like eco-friendly, for example, Amazon doesn't like that word, and so it'll flag your listing and won't let you run any ads until you fix that. And so the way to check this is to go into your campaign manager, click into your campaign and into the ad group to where you're looking at the product ad tab inside the campaign. And you should be able to see a little status column that will say either delivering, or if it is suppressed or restricted, it'll say suppressed, it'll be red, and it'll give you a little reason as to why your product is ineligible. There's a lot of reasons that it could be. But commonly it's something to do with the catalog, something to do with the category that you're selling in. You're potentially losing the buy box, or the product just went out of stock. There's a lot of different reasons why an ad wouldn't deliver and that you could be checking for. But in terms of just eligibility, issues like restrictions from your catalog side, that's the first place I would look. What about you, Steven? You got any other ideas for why a product might be ineligible for advertising?
No, that pretty much covers it. But you can easily check that eligibility in the product tab on in the ad console, or you can go into a specific ad group, look at the ASINs. You'll see the eligibility there as well, and in your bulk operations reports, they're usually also in there as well. Did you mention the vendors price
I
suppression?
didn't.
Oh, okay,
No.
so that there's one other thing that can happen quite a bit. This is specific to vendors. Sellers don't get this problem, but with vendors who are selling wholesale to Amazon, let's say you're selling a product to them $10 wholesale price and the retail price is $15. Well, if Amazon feels like they can't sell this product at $15 and it's selling at Walmart or some other competitor for like 10 or $12, then Amazon's actually the one that controls the retail price on their website. So they might try to sell this product for $10 or $12 just to price match competitors because they don't want competition, or sorry, they don't want customers going to competition. And if they are having to reduce the price point, then they're not making money on it anymore. And then they will not allow you to run traffic to it because they're basically losing money on the product. And so they're going to tell you that you have to reduce your cost to them if you want them to allow you to run traffic to this product because yeah, they're losing money. And then you tell them, why don't you just increase the price? And then it's a whole mess and they say no, and it's a horrible experience for vendors. But that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Yeah, we've had some pretty bad experiences with that one. Amazon restricting a lot of ads on big products. Very annoying. So let's keep it rolling though. On to number 5.
So, our fifth and final reason for why you may not be getting any impressions on a keyword or for a product is simply because the keywords that you are bidding on are not relevant. And I did a case study with this about 3 years ago where we had one of my clients' products and it was just like an electrical appliance. And I mean, not an appliance, it was like an electrical piece of equipment. And I was bidding on the keyword banana because I was curious to see if we could get traffic, and we could not. No matter what we did, we could not get that traffic. So, yeah. Now, hopefully, you've picked good keywords, so they shouldn't be that irrelevant, but it's still something to consider. So, Andrew, what are the other things that you would be looking at in this scenario?
Yeah, this scenario is a little less common because if you have any sort of keyword research process, you're likely going to be targeting relevant things. Where I find this is more of an issue and it shows up more frequently is in auto campaigns specifically. If you have a brand new product, you just listed it, it's maybe not completely built out, the page isn't completely optimized. If you try running an auto campaign on that, Amazon doesn't necessarily know what that product is yet. And so it could be an issue with keyword indexation and just an SEO problem with your listing that's preventing Amazon from scraping and figuring out what your product is, where it should be showing it. Because in those auto campaigns, Amazon's picking where what keywords to show up on and where to put the product. So if your listing isn't optimized yet and it's brand new, sometimes you'll find that the auto campaigns struggle to really find what keywords to go after. And in that case, you need to go back to your detail page, make sure you've done some SEO, update your title, your bullet points, all that type of stuff. Check the listing first and make sure that it has those proper keywords in it. So you're telling Amazon what that product is. And then the second fix that I've seen be semi-effective after doing that is then setting up a manual campaign, exact match manual campaign, and targeting those keywords and pushing some spend towards those after doing the SEO. And that should help index that product, get that product showing up on the right keywords, telling Amazon what it is. So that way those auto campaigns can start delivering and going after the right stuff.
Great points. Another example here could be, let's say you're selling like a money clip, and it's not a wallet, but that's a pretty relevant keyword. Like it's within the category. And if this is a brand new product, so I was in a similar situation with another client where brand new product, they just threw up the listing and were just like, hey, put some spend behind this. Let's just see what happens. Listing wasn't optimized yet. That's a big mistake. We have a whole other episode on how to launch a product. You can search our channel for that one to see things that you got to make sure you do before you actually do put that listing live. But if you got this like money clip and it's not properly built out, you don't have wallet anywhere in like the title or anything like that, and you're trying to get some spend on that wallet keyword, it's going to be very unlikely that Amazon's going to give you much traffic for it. especially before you have any like search or purchase history for that product for that keyword. So yeah, you can maybe get some traffic, but you're going to be paying like $10 bids just because it's probably a very competitive category. All these things or keyword, all these things. So yeah, just make sure you've done what you can there. And again, for a brand new product, you're probably going to have to pay super high CPCs regardless, just to get that initial traffic, especially if your entire brand is a newer brand and you don't have much like seller history and seller quality score and that kind of stuff. So that pretty much covers it, right, Andrew?
That's it. That's all we got for today's episode.
Those are the 5 key troubleshooting steps when you're getting 0 impressions on a campaign, ASIN, or keyword. You know exactly what to check. And if you think we missed anything, leave a comment below. Let us know. Hopefully this helps you guys out. That's it.
All right, make sure you like and subscribe. See you next week.
Peace.